What's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking us on out. If you guys could do me a favor, subscribe to the Porpoise Pod. You guys can get that wherever podcasts are available. You can also watch it now on YouTube on the Odyssey Sports page. Full episodes there. And we put clips up on the WQAM YouTube page, where you can watch Tobin and Leroy and check us on out there as the Miami Dolphins getting ready for the first of back-to-back primetime matchups. Very newsworthy day in Dolphins land as the Miami Dolphins had their game against the Bills flexed, and it will be on Saturday night. So in 6 days from their Sunday night game, which I can understand some Dolphins being annoyed by because you're getting a little bit of a shortened week by hours. But look, man, I'm not going to pull a Buffalo Bills fans move, a Bills Mafia fan move by making every excuse under the sun. Like, look, this is what you've been wanting for a long time, Dolphin fans. You have been wanting to be relevant. You have wanted the spotlight, and you are getting it. The television powers that be, they have shined a light on the Miami Dolphins and their exciting offense, and they have said, we want that on our networks, and we want it in a primetime spot. So I look at it as very, very exciting. I am excited about it, and getting the opportunity to see this team in some really, really critical games and some really critical times where everybody's watching. I love it. I love the fact that we're going to get that chance to see this team shine on a big stage. And it's exciting, man. I think this one is juicy as hell. Coming up this week against the LA Chargers, a chance to bounce back after a very disappointing loss with the San Francisco 49ers, who have a very, very good roster, but obviously we're playing with their third-string quarterback, and you think that you can handle that, and you certainly did not get a winnable performance from Tua Tagovailoa. An almost winnable performance. He almost pulled one out of his you-know-what, but for the most part, he put them in that hole, and it was a tough one to swallow. So you hope that he takes this, harnesses it, and is able to bounce back coming up against the LA Chargers on Sunday Night Football. A couple of health notes that are very, very exciting. Sounds like Terron Armstead is on the path to play. Mike McDaniel saying this week that he was optimistic that Terron Armstead will be able to play this week, which is absolutely huge. I thought that once it was a couple of things, like when my day going through all this, like I was kind of on the idea that maybe he would play once you heard Mike McDaniel speak on Friday, and then you got the injury report that said he was doubtful, which doesn't rule you out. But okay, they sit him. I thought the line did good enough. I thought that I get everybody who's like, hey, they haven't won without Terron Armstead. He's super team MVP too. He is. He's super important. But I thought that the offensive line put forth an effort that was decent enough to win. I thought that the execution just wasn't there from QB1. I thought that the line held up okay. I mean, maybe the run game wasn't there the way you wanted to, and that's a tough ask. But you get Terron Armstead back, that's absolutely a monster boost. And I do feel like, look, the Dolphins are favored in this game. And I think that they should be. I think that they're a better team than the LA Chargers. It's certainly an LA Chargers team that has been dealing with a ton this season, and maybe is not at the level everybody thought that they were going to be coming into this season. But for me, I look at this matchup coming up this week, and you're being told that you're 3-point favorites. It means you'd be almost a touchdown favorite if this was at home. And this basically is going to be like a home game. I mean, that LA Chargers atmosphere is basically non-existent. 49ers certainly have something much more palatable as far as a home field advantage is concerned. You're out there all week. I think all those reasons are out the window for Miami going into this one. The other big piece of news as far as health is concerned on the current roster is with Jaylen Waddle. Jaylen Waddle is saying that he'll be good to go coming up this week, which is really encouraging. I think that, Jaylen clearly a little bit banged up going into that with that past game. But man, he also didn't feel like he really got an opportunity to cut loose either with some of the misses that Tua had to him. So very exciting. You always want a penguin around Christmas, which, by the way, to the Dolphin, I saw on Dolphin Reddit with Dolphins Reddit with the penguin inflatable Christmas decoration with the Waddle jersey. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Beautiful. Goosey's galore, dude. Well done. Well done. Not as good as the guy who went to Antarctica and waddled with actual penguins, which I got to say, I was at the Gatlinburg Aquarium, and they have a penguin parade. And I'm not going to lie, I wish that I had a Waddle jersey on at the time and did waddle with the penguins in the parade. Maybe I could have been in disguise as a big fat penguin. I would have delighted in doing such a thing. But having Jaylen Waddle back is going to be really, really great, and not being a concern. So it looks like, as far as the injuries are there, the last piece of news really on that today was Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson was placed on IR. We know about that ankle. Doesn't sound like it's great. He's obviously had a pretty cursed season when it comes. And so the Dolphins made a move. They signed former number 1 overall pick Eric Fisher. He is joining the squad. They are getting a little bit of a beef help on that offensive line, which I think is an exciting move. It's obviously a name, a guy who has some credentials. He's played in this league a long time. He started a lot of NFL games. I think it does a couple things. One, the idea that, you definitely have a guy who's been there, done that, played on both ends of the line. And I think mostly what's critical of that is, look, if something were to go wrong with Terron Armstead, who has not been the most durable guy in his career, then you do have an element here. You do have a weapon. You do have a guy here who maybe you could plug in if things go poorly. So, hats off to the Dolphins making a move like that. And even Mike McDaniel said something to the effect today. He's like, it's really a move you make in terms of, hey, this thing could extend through the regular season. We've seen these things, these teams get derailed. I mean, you think about his Chiefs years back, where it was, that entire line got obliterated and it basically crippled them, and they weren't able to do anything. So to have some little insurance policy there, I think is great. He says, we had it with more of the intention that our season is going to be longer than the regular season, and being both pretty thin on the roster and seeing an opportunity to add a player of high quality with big game experience. So this wasn't necessarily a reactionary move to Terron as much as it was trying to take advantage of a player being out there in the market that can make sure if anything unforeseen, we have a high quality play at this most important time of the year. It's a great insurance policy. Great insurance policy. You get them to know the system, get them to know everything in the right way. It's not something you have to exactly rush, I think, bringing him in. But like Coach says there, if the worst happens with Terron Armstead, you got something there of substance that you feel won't get shook by the moment, for sure, right? Like, it felt like you think back to the Houston game where Shell comes in and just gets plugged in there, but on the left side again, a little bit shook, it felt like, and Tua's getting obliterated. Maybe you bring in Eric Fisher in a spot like that, and he's not as shook. Now, you wonder, like, how is he going to handle not playing contact football? I don't know how you ramp that part up right away, but look, the dude played football for a very, very long time, and has done it at a good level. So, maybe he'll be. Look, they did that. I remember one time with Bryant McKinney, where like they just brought in Bryant McKinney and let him go do his thing, dude. Like, let's see, put him in at left tackle, and he just handled it. It wasn't maybe the best fix in the world, but like Bryant McKinney, you need him at left tackle for a little bit. The Canes legend, and I think that's kind of the idea here. Is if the worst happens, you can kind of pull the ripcord on that and get to it. But look, man, trying to get over. I didn't really listen to a lot of the national noise today. I'm pretty sure I knew where that was going to go with all that stuff, especially for the people I made caricatures for my Art Basel work. But look, this is part of the fun of it too. You're going to be in big games. You're going to face criticism. You're going to deal with people's spot. Just keep trucking, baby. Like, you keep it going. Keep the swagger about it. This team is fun. This team has been a delight all year. There have been Dolphins teams, I think, in the past you could say, well, December swoon, here it comes. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll feel like an idiot in 2 weeks, but I feel like this team, they just carry themselves with something different that we haven't had around these parts in a long time. I don't think that swoon's going to be there. I don't think the schedule is tough. Or don't get me wrong, like, this is a tough stretch, but I'm super confident going into this week for sure, and I'm gonna be irrationally excited for that Bills game just because of all the trash talk back and forth, the way that they treated the first loss to the Dolphins. I can't wait for that matchup. So now they're on prime time, baby. All the spotlight's on you.